With tears of blood painted on their faces, protesters in Yangon mourn those killed for demonstrating against the coup. This as they mark 2 months since the military power grab that plunged Myanmar into crisis.
We are very sad for our fallen heroes and protesters who are still fighting the military, but we will never give up.
The legal team of deposed leader Aung San Suu Kyi Thursday announced that she has been charged with violating the country's colonial-era Officials Secrets Act. She's been detained since February 1st and has also been charged on 2 other accounts and has been accused of bribery. It's a crisis that's now spilling outside its borders. For the first time in more than 20 years, Myanmar military fighter jets attacked Karen ethnic army-held areas near the Thai border. Those attacks during the past few days sent thousands of civilians across the border into Thailand seeking safety and medical attention. It also prompted the strongest reaction yet from the Thai government on the coup next door.
Thailand is gravely troubled by the reports of more casualties among the Myanmar people. During this past weekend, we reiterate our call for the exercise of utmost restraint, the escalation of situation, end to violence, and further release of detainees.
Some of the ethnic army groups have denounced the coup, throwing support behind the protesters, and have even called for an increase in attacks on Myanmar's military. Most have spent years fighting for greater autonomy. The UN envoy on Myanmar has warned of a civil war if the situation does not improve. Some feel that not only is there already a civil war in Myanmar, but on 2 fronts, the streets and the ethnic territories.
I do think what we're in now is a situation of 2 civil wars. One which is 2 months old, and it's what the military started when they staged a coup. So it's a civil war with the entire country. And then there's the second civil war, which has been going on for 7 decades, which is against a lot of these ethnic armed organizations.
As protesters in Yangon burned copies of the 2008 Constitution that gave deep powers to the military, a parallel government has been set up by deposed members of parliament, mostly from Aung San Suu Kyi's former governing NLD party. They have called for a federal democracy that would include the ethnic armed groups. Scott Heidler, Al Jazeera.
Campaigners are warning that with the intensifying crackdown, some protesters are being pushed into joining armed